We're going to get the hang of that. We are definitely going to get the hang of that. Not sure how to do it just yet, but we're going to get the hang of that. Let me see. All right. So I'm literally checking it out on the big screen right now. I want to see what this thing is doing. Let's see if it'll go live chat. There we go. There we go. So now it's going live chat. So even though stuff is like delayed, it'll still go live chat, which is what I wanted to do on the screen up here. You know, let me go ahead and get this together here. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Kicks, what's going on with you, man? What's happening? Man, I'm doing some testing right now. I said, man, I'm gonna just go ahead and do like a quick little live right quick. It's interesting because I'm looking at what I can see and what y'all can see on my screen right now, and it's a little bit different than what I see. So yeah. But it's cool though. Looks like there's a little bit of a delay on me, but not so much a delay on your comments, which is cool. Joel, what's going on with you, man? Senator Dave, Molinard, Elsdor, similar to MFK, Gentle Fluidity Silver. Hey, look, if it's anywhere near Gentle Fluidity Silver, I probably need to get my hands on it. Definitely, man. You say just bought Oman Luxury Voyage. Man, that sounds good. Oman Luxury, I've been hearing a good little bit about them recently. I need to get my nose on them. Definitely need to get my nose on them, man. There's some good stuff that's out there right now. I know that uh, Kicks and me and Simba, we've been talking about catching the Discovery Kit, and we're gonna be doing that soon, hopefully here, and getting on some new smells, get some new smells into the nostrils. The biggest issue that I had with it was trying to make sure that it was a Discovery Kit that I hadn't already smelled. I hadn't smelled something in there yet, so that was the big thing, man. But guys, I have been running. This has been like a weird week for me because it's been WrestleMania week. So, biggest thing with WrestleMania week is that I am inundated with not only just the WrestleMania stuff that's going on, but I end up getting on people's shows and stuff like that too. So it's one of those things where I love to talk wrestling. So I end up on those shows. Actually, I got another WrestleMania recap coming up this week that I'm gonna be doing, man. Probably with Brian Beeline and 11:30. Hopefully, it'll be with 11:30 and them too. So that's gonna be cool. Um, you say Senator Day Ex Nihilo Speed Legends Night Dive. Man, when y'all went in the Ex Nihilo store, I was like, that has to be like a kid in a candy store, because you get to, that the brand that you're dealing with makes good stuff off the top. So you already know they make good stuff. But then you get to try all of the stuff that you're not familiar with that you already know is good stuff, man. And, beautiful niche quality fragrances that Ex Nihilo has. And some of that stuff is off the grid. Like, it's not like your ordinary, like, as much as I love Mancera, a lot of the DNAs with Mancera tend to be familiar DNAs. And from everything that I gather from a lot of the Ex Nihilo stuff, a lot of their stuff is niche in the way that they're trying to experimenting with different scents and different vibes. So that sounds really good to me, man. Joel, you say I got 30% off on it, a great deal. Man, I need to get your hookup. I definitely need to get your hookup on that, man. But yeah, so it's been a wild week, man. And then on top of that, it's draft week. So if y'all don't know that I'm a huge New Orleans Saints fan, y'all know now that I'm a huge. I mean, hell, the Gator in the the background of most of my videos has the New Orleans Saints jersey on in the hat. So you guys already know, as Kicks would say, you already know. So, I've been keeping up with the draft, been looking at tape and film and all that. I studied a lot of the QBs that were up. I studied a lot of the defensive tackles and the offensive tackles, actually. So I was really pleased with the Saints draft this year. There's a lot of people that are from my area that weren't as pleased with the Saints draft this year, but I mean, hey, that's life. There was a lot of people who were rooting, hoping that the Saints would draft Shador Sanders with the ninth pick or with even the 40th pick. We ended up going with Tyler Shook, and I actually, to be honest, I had like a third round grade on Shador, third or fourth round grade when I was doing it. A lot of it just comes down to progressions. That's really what it comes down to, man. If you're in an offense that runs the type of offense you have, where you're literally doing one progression check down, then a lot of times it's harder for you to deal with an NFL offense, especially when it comes to installing an NFL offensive package. And it shows in the amount of times that he was scrambling and got sacked. So it was just one of those things where I had a lower grade on him. I think with development, he'd be pretty damn good. I think that some of those other quarterbacks are more NFL ready. I think Tyler Shook is more NFL ready. However, I do have question marks with him as well. So it'll be an interesting season. I'm definitely into it. Joel would say Monday center of the day will be Paris Corner, Emir, Vibrant, Vetiver, Delight. This beauty of a fragrance right here. Oop. Got to cover my pretty face so that the camera will focus. Because if I'm on the camera, then my camera is going to focus on me. It's going to focus on the prettiest thing that's on there. And light. I have to reset it when I do that, man. I have to get the light back. But yeah, I love that fragrance, man. It's that time of year, man. Spring is great for Vibrant Vetiver Delight because it's just heavy enough to where it gives a good solid projection, lasts all day, and it surprisingly lasts all day, and it gives a good sillage, but it's not too heavy to where it's like, you can't wear it in warmer weather. Let's see. All right. Oman Luxuries is an amazing house. I'm in love with Maria, beautiful rose fragrance. Maria, that's the one. So that was the one that I heard about, is that rose nuance. And I'm so in the spring, I'm not as much of a rose guy. But going into like the fall and stuff like that, I think that's kind of where I'm going to be going, especially this year. I'm going to get more into the rose sensibilities here, man. I just actually jumped off of, I had to do the review for this guy right here. This is the Siren Fragrances Blue Caviar, man. I love it. It's to me, it's kind of like a blue shower jelly type of, almost Fugere type of vibe to it, man. That tobacco kind of gives it a little bit of that Fugere essence, believe it or not, because of the way it comes across. It almost comes across as almost ashy. But well, with the lavender and the Fugere, I should say the lavender makes it more of the Fugere vibe, but that tobacco gives it kind of like a more mature vibe to it. It's not just your standard woody type of vibe. So I'm a big fan of it. I just did the review on that one, and man, I got some. I'm going to be redoing doing the follow up review on Dakan here this week as well. I got it sitting right here because of that. As this thing has aged, it's gotten better. Just in the week or two that I've had it, it seems to it's definitely got the Camera DNA. It's definitely got that. But there's something about it that is definitely giving me this is, at first I was like, this may not be the better. I think Quawa was better. But now, after like the last week or so, I'm almost starting to lean towards this one as being the best Camera that they've dropped. There's something about this one. I think the smokiness of it the way that it kind of reels in that uber sweetness that that Comra DNA has, and not just reels it in, from the aspect of on strip or whatever, reels it in on skin. When I first started spraying this, I felt like the Comra, the stronger Comra DNA started coming back in after like that third, fourth hour. But now the week or two has passed and it's been kind of sitting there and getting itself together. It seems like the smokiness kind of lasts throughout the life, and that's what I really wanted from this fragrance. I wanted it to have a balance between the sweetness, but I also wanted that the smokiness to ground it. And I was hoping that the tobacco would be the solid factor in there. And while the tobacco is really it's really good in here, it's more of the smoke that really grounds it. It's more of the incense that grounds it. The good thing is not a sweet incense. So that's what I was afraid of. I was afraid it was going to be a sweet incense, but this is more of like a more spiced type of like mellow type of incense in here. So it's really good. It's really good, man. I'm a big fan of it. Um, now here's the thing. I don't know if this is going to be one that I am going to reach for a lot until the fall. Um, but I wonder when the fall does hit here if this is going to be my favorite. It might be. It's going to be between this and probably Vulcan Sable. Just because Vulcan Sable is so freaking good, bro. And this one made me say that I'm getting Sandance. So I will have Sandance this fall. It is a definitive thing that I will have it this fall. Because while Sandance while this is close, this is good. You can have this and Sandance in your collection, and I don't feel that you would have the amount of redundancy that you would think. Because while this one is a good interpretation, it just doesn't have the balls that Sandance does. Like Sandance got balls. Sandance, when it sprays on, when that whiskey notes hit you, it's like boom, what the hell? So it's just that. It's got balls, bro. It definitely does. But yeah, man, it's just a quick type of scenario here where I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about the fact that I really do need to start getting my winter fragrances here together. So it's gonna be probably within the next, I would say, couple of weeks or so that I'm gonna really I'm gonna start putting some videos together about the journey to get my fall niche collection together. Fan Your Flames, I have the decant of it, but I'm probably getting the full bottle of it. There's a couple of other ones that I am looking at along with Sandance. There's a couple of other ones that I'm looking at that I'm like, okay, this is gonna be my jam in the fall. Tres Oros, I haven't even put it on it's on my decant dive. Haven't actually pulled the trigger on the bottle. I'm waiting until I do the decant dive, but I probably am going to get a full bottle of Tres Oros. So hey, that's just kind of what it's gonna be. And then I am patiently awaiting Bleu de Chanel exclusive. I think everybody's kind of got a watch on that one. Everybody's kind of sitting there waiting on that thing to drop. I am one of those that is definitely waiting on that one to drop. So that's another one. And then this week, actually, on Wednesday, I'm doing a decant dive. So decant dive, and I may actually do a decant dive tomorrow night as well, just to get caught up because I'm like 2 weeks behind on decant dives. I need to do the Cinque Terre and the Summer Hammer, Cinque Terre, Summer Hammer, and Juice Box, Feeling Chill. Those three are on a decant dive tomorrow night. I'm going to go ahead and call it tomorrow night. And then I have my regular video on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I've got a decant dive, and that's the one I'm going to do for my day 3. However, on that one, I'm also probably going to finally get to open up Fig Me Up because I finally got Fig Me Up. Nate, what's going on, my man? Blue de Chanel exclusive is going to break the internet. It is. It is. Man, I can't. Y'all don't understand. I cannot wait for that one. I may actually pay retail for that one. If it is, because I love that Blue de Chanel DNA. So I may actually pay retail for that thing, man. Definitely. But Wednesday I got Fig Me Up coming. So I'm really excited about that one. So Joma Shop, and I think you may remember this, Joe. A couple of months ago, I was like, this was back in December. Joma Shop loaded the SKU for Fig Me Up. And they loaded the SKU, but it was out of stock, stayed out of stock, $104 out of stock. And I promised myself that I would not buy Fig Me Up until it hit discounters. So I got, once it started kind of trickling into Neiman's and some of those other places back in the beginning of March, I was like, okay. So I got a decant of it, fell in love with it. I think it's a great fragrance. And I was like, okay, cool, but I'm still going to wait for it to get on these discounters. Well, I get a notification last week. Fig Me Up is now in stock at Joma Shop. Bing, bing, bing. I was like, doom, doom, doom. I hurried up and jumped it, man. And it literally within 30 minutes, the out of stock had popped back up there. That one, Sink to Tear, and I want to say Cherry as well. Like Joma Shop loaded them all up there. Fig Me Up was 104. Sink to Tear, I think, was 112 or 113. And then Cherry was like 104 or something like that. So I was able to jump on it. Joel, you said, I can't wait to see your first smell of it. I'm interested in Fig Me Up. So I did a decant dive on it. When I first got the decant of Fig Me Up, that was my first impression of it. And when I first smelled it, it came across as like fruity, but almost vegetal. And I think it was that rhubarb in there that was really coloring that thing. It was, to me, it came across as super fresh, super fruity, but it also was kind of light. But that was the Mancera little vial that they said, right? So I got another decant of 5 mil from Cologne Curators. And that one actually, I got to spend a little bit more time with it and fell in love with it, man, even more. So me and having the full bottle of it, I'm super excited about it. Super excited about getting the full bottle of it, man. Because I know it's going to be this. That was probably going to be one of my favorites to go to. I'm a big Mancera fan. Everybody knows that. Talking about since like November when I heard it was coming. And now the way that, especially I heard Ross talking about Sink Tear, and the way that one is kind of formulating and forming up, I'll do the decant dive on it. But the way that thing is forming is making me think this is probably going to be the next one I pull the trigger on from Mancera. Like I said, I'm a huge Mancera fan. So interested in it. And like Nate said, Nate, you are correct, man. That Blue de Chanel exclusive, I have a feeling that that's one of those fragrances that is going to literally like sell out like that. And Blue de Chanel doesn't hit discounters anyway like that. It's very rare that you see them on discounters. So you're going to have to pay retail. I'm afraid that they're going to put that thing at a retail of like $215. You're going to be looking at like Louis Vuitton retail prices for that thing. So if they go $215, I'm okay. I mean, I'm not okay with it, but $215 for 3.4 ounce, I'm okay. $250, you're getting into the Tom Ford extra price thing, and I don't know if I at that point I'm kind of like, do I really want to? Now I'm saying this, but then I may put my nose on it and be like, oh, I gotta have it. Like, like the original Blue de Chanel Parfum. It's like, oh yeah, I gotta have it. So that it could end up being that. If it is, that's great. and I'll be glad to shill it out, man. I'm excited about it though. It's just it's not moving fast enough. It needs to it needs to release soon. I think the thing that people are concerned about with that one is that we've seen it talked about for so long and not had any type of like, oh, it's coming out here or coming out where, you know, it's gonna be a thing. Just said, okay, Joe said, I don't have the FOMO. I'll wait later after seeing some reviews and that the hype would calm down before I might buy that Blue de Chanel exclusive. So yeah. It's one of those things where with a lot of fragrances, I get to that point where I want to see reviews. I want to see, what's going on with that thing. And then I'll kind of make my decision after the fact, right? With that one, I'll definitely, I'm not gonna just buy it. I'll probably pay retail for it if I like it. If I really like it though. You say think they were pricing over Nate, you say think they were pricing over 300. Oh man, I'm at first I was gonna say no. Like I would think that they're probably gonna sit around that 215 to 250 range. But then thinking about it, the anticipation for that fragrance, I have a feeling that if there was a fragrance that Chanel would say, let's drop it for that 300 plus mark, it would be that one. It would be that one. And the scary part about it is the fact that there's so much hype about it and there's no real word on when it's going to release. I keep hearing the fall, but that's all I'm hearing. The guy that I talked to the other day in the Blue de Chanel, in our Nordstrom's, he was like, we're just hearing that we should be getting stock sometime in September, but we don't know when, so we don't know exactly how that's going to happen. If it hits that, man, if it hits 300, I think that, man, because reviewers are gonna. Chanel, they don't really send out a whole lot of stuff to reviewers that I know of, right? So people are going to have to buy that thing retail, like with basically buy it dry, retail, with not a whole lot of like, I don't know. I think they'll probably go in that 300 range. I'm thinking that's where they're going. Oh, Joel, you make a good point. Said Nate, that would mean 400, 450 Canadian, maybe even more with tariffs. The scary part about it is that the delay in when it's going to drop, even if the tariffs don't affect it, feel like they're going to justify the price of 300 something by saying, oh, well, it's more expensive to bring it in and all that kind of stuff. Man, I hope it's not in the 300 range. I hope that they get kind of like civil with it and they go in that 215 to 250 range, somewhere in there. Like I could see that. I could see that. Anything more than that, I'm gonna be kind of like disappointed. I'll be like, I don't know if I want to buy that right off the top. Now, if I go in Nordstrom's and I smell it and it hits me like Pacific Chill did, or no, the right, tariffs are only for EDT. Right. Smells good. What's going on? It says, stop me through to show some love. Center today, Yeoman Leo. Regency Oud. What is that an inspiration of, man? I've been looking at some of the Yeoman Leo stuff recently, man. I got Baywatch, which is their afternoon swim. And there's another one that I picked up that I think there's like their Millesime Imperial version of Millesime Imperial. So, and I believe, and that's my guy, BMJ, man. Beginner Mindset Johnny, he sent those to me. Yeah, man, like Royal Oud by Creed. Okay. That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good. But yeah, man, I'm hoping that they don't decide that they're gonna jack that price up, man. If they do, people are gonna pay that. People are going to pay the $300 for that fragrance. And that's the scary part. We're gonna have a whole bunch of us that are gonna be sitting around with 1.7s. There's gonna be a whole bunch of us that are gonna be in that 50 milliliter club. Cause buying a full bottle at three something, I mean a bigger bottle at three something, no, no way. No way. But hey, I'll do the 50 mil. Let's go with the 50 mil. I'll be spraying sparingly on that thing, man. That's one of those where you literally you and that's it. Like I love Blue de Chanel Parfum, but I must admit that the performance isn't like astronomical. Like it's decent, but it's okay. Like sometimes I feel like it performs better on me, and then sometimes it's like, dang, I gotta respray, and it's only been like 3 hours. It's weird. I don't know why that I'm like that with Blue de Chanel Parfum. I can't be like that with a fragrance that I spent 300 on because it's like, nah, man, this is gonna last me. You gonna smell me or not? For real. Shoot, Joe, you say 5 mil to 10 mil decant from E? Oh yeah, yeah. It may be that. It might be one of those scenarios where I'm like, okay, let me do this little 10 milliliter decant and run with it, and that'll just be what it is. That that'll be what it is, man. And it could be, that could be where we're going with it. There's no real good Blue de Chanel. Like there's some okay ones. The Amber Oud, is it Amber Oud Blue? Not the exclusive blue, but the Al Haramain one. The blue edition. That one's okay. This one, the Club de Nuit iconic, is pretty okay. I'm messing with this one, this new one, this Ahmed Al Maghribi blue. And it's okay. It's more of the EDT. It's not bad. It's not bad. Speaking of blues, by the way, Nate, this guy right here, and I've been wanting to do the review on this one, and I need to go ahead and knock the review on it. Celestia Blue, one of my favorite pickups in the last 6 months. This stuff is good. This is really so. I had Office. I got like a 3 mil decant of Office, and I sprayed Office back and forth. I sprayed this and sprayed Office, sprayed this, sprayed Office. There's not much difference between the two. And to the point to where I'm like, I would never buy Office. And not with that one. That one's just too good and too close. That thing's great. I love it. It dismisses just a tad bit of the brightness from the bergamot at the top, but just that only lasts like 5 minutes. After that, you can't really tell them apart. It said, do you think Dior Sauvage Exclusive would follow up Chanel? Man, if they drop the Dior, okay, so I think that Dior Sauvage Exclusive, you know what? They wouldn't do Exclusive. Dior would probably do like Dior Sauvage Absolute. That's what they would go. They would try to change up the name. They'd be like, you know what? Because they got the elixir, they would probably go with Dior Sauvage Absolute Elixir or Elixir Absolute. That's probably what they'd do. They'd go with like Elixir Absolute. They'd make the longest name possible for that one. And you said Celestia Blue is in my video tomorrow. So good. It really is, man. It is great. I love that stuff, man. And it's so easy to wear, man. I threw it on to the Office maybe about a week or two ago, and it's just every time I would turn around and move around, man, you get those puffs that fly up on that thing, and it just invigorates you. It gives you like that. Oh, okay, I'm good. I'm good. You say, Joel said, did you ever get Ahmad Al Maghribi Herfa? Okay. Is a great one. I got cough that's been talked about more lately, but nobody talks about Herfa. Herfa's got that apple in it. And anything that has apple in it, I'm a fan of. And every time I want to buy Herfa, I have it in my cart. And it's like I'm about to pull the trigger on it, and then I step away from it. I'm about to pull the trigger on it, and then I step away from it. I'm going to have to pull the trigger on it And I'm gonna tell you, to be completely honest, the reason I keep being a little bit like back and forth with pulling the trigger on Herfa is because I'm like all in on getting Arabian Oud Dewan. So I'm gonna get Dewan, and Dewan, from what I'm seeing, has a very similar profile. Um, Now I don't know if they smell alike, but just based on what I'm seeing, they would be kind of in the same wheelhouse. So I would probably prefer to not bring in Herfa if I'm getting Dewan. But then again, I may bring in Herfa just because of the simple fact that it's a lot cheaper than Dewan. And if it's not the exact same, then it still has utility. Dewan's still retailing or on discounters for like 130, 140. I think Herfa is on Perfume Box right now for like what, 35 or 40, somewhere in that range. So it might not be a bad idea to pull the trigger on Herfa. And I've been hearing good things about Herfa too. So that may be the way to go, and I may end up doing that. Cough is good. Cough is really good. My only issue with cough is that I have a lot of that style of DNA. And one of my favorites, Mont Blanc Legend Blue. Now it's a little bit different, slightly. Um, but I feel like I have enough of the DNA right now to where I'm like, I don't know, you know. He said it don't smell alike, in my opinion. The one is clean smelling, earth is earthy, fruity. Okay, so that actually is good because that's one of those scenarios where the note breakdowns are kind of like they're similar, but they have a different vibe to them. So that may have made my decision up. Okay, that might have made my decision up because if I can get both of them, and because Apple's always going to be a big thing for me, so I may do that. I may go ahead and rock that Herfa then. I may go ahead and knock Herfa out. Dewan is so good, man. Dewan is so good. Charm put me on that, man. Charm over at Fragrance Connoisseurs. He got me on that, man, on the Dewan. We were on a cut. We were talking on Instagram, and he was like, "Bro, you got to try it." I got a decant of it, and I was like, "Yeah, yeah, okay." It's full bottle worthy. It's coming. Full bottle's coming. But yeah, man. I am go back to Nate's question right quick. When he was saying about the Dior, there's going to be another one, and I really believe they're going to go with an absolute. I think that's what they're going for. Either an absolute, they may not go exclusive, but either an absolute or they're going to have some other buzzword. I mean, they're really the ones that started that whole elixir thing, you know. So I can see them coming with a new buzzword of some kind to like signify this, 80% oil concentration of a fragrance that they put out, man. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I was one of those people who really liked Elixir. The first time I wore it, I thought it was kind of like man, it smelled like old man. But the more I wore it, the more I was like, this is really good. So either that or I'm becoming an old man because now I'm seeing the grays in my beard. I got myself on the big screen up there and I can see the grays in my beard really, really good. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe that's why I'm starting to like it a lot because I'm becoming an old man at this point. Since IRL, what's going on? What up? What up? What up, man? Welcome to my TED Talk. But yeah, guys, I'm actually about to get out of here in a sec, man. I am about to go ahead and get me a little bit to eat and make sure that wifey is good and we're gonna be doing our thing. You say Sauvage Elixir smells like a fist fight. Yeah. It does actually. It actually does. It does smell like a fist fight. It's so weird because it smells like when I first smelled it, I was like, this really does smell like old man. This smells like the dude who is like, oh, I'm the bully. I'm the bully and I smell good, but I'm the bully. Let's see. JJ, what's going on, man? Say, yo, bro, what do you think of Latafa? Which one? Because there's a lot of Latafa, man. Some Latafa I like, some Latafa I don't like at all. And then some Latafa is just meh, you know. So I mean, as a house, you mean? Okay, they do the thing. Joel, you say between Dewan, Sultani, and Amiri that all smell alike. For me, Sultani, Dewan. So I've heard that Sultani and Dewan smell alike. Um, and I've not smelled Sultani yet. And someone else told me that Sultani is the better of the two between Dewan and it. So I may check that out. I may check out. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put that on my decan list, Sultani, and get that in before I pull the trigger on Dewan. All right, said JJ. Okay, said Latafa Dwar clone is better than Elixir. Um, are you talking about Assad? Because if you're talking about Assad, the thing about Assad is, and I wore Assad for a long time, got some pretty good compliments on that one. The thing that differentiates Assad from Elixir is Elixir has more of that rich licorice type of note as it gets into the dry down, man, and it lasts forever. Like that, Assad, people say Assad lasts forever. Elixir is stupid on longevity. Like you have to wash that stuff out. And if you're not careful, depending on how you wash your clothes, it'll stay in there after you wash your clothes. Um, the thing that makes Assad so mass appealing is the fact that they added this vanillic note in the dry down of that thing. And I think it's more of a it's not a benzoin. I don't think it's a bit, it could be a benzoin that they add in there. But with that one, it's kind of like it fresh. Yeah, yeah, Joe, you just hit it up. Assad is the fresher Dior Sauvage elixir. Yeah, it almost the way that it comes across, and that's what makes me think it's probably like a benzoin. Is it freshens up the profile a little bit, but it also sweetens up the profile a little bit. And I think what happens, especially with a lot of the women that I've run into that I've worn both of those for, they like the Assad because of that vanillic nature of it, and I think it just makes it more mass appealing, and it is a fresher thing. It's not as deep, it's not as dark, not as rich, but I think it is a little bit of an improvement. Well, not really an improvement. It's a twist on the DNA that I think is well needed. I think more people can wear Assad than can wear Elixir. It says Sod is good, but not quite there. A beast mode on its own, but not 100% clone. Yeah, right. It's not 100% clone. It's definitely a twist on that DNA, and you know it's a welcome twist though. It's actually a really good twist to the DNA. I'm a fan of you can have that's one of those where you can have both of them, and you don't have like an uber amount of redundancy because that elixir is so dark that you can wear it in different situations. And then Assad, you can also wear in the spring. I would give it, you know, you can put some spring wear on it. You can't wear Assad elixir in the spring. Smooth, what's going on? Scepter Malachite. That's what you're wearing today? Scepter Malachite is good. That's that God of Fire inspiration there. And it's good. It's not my favorite God of Fire inspiration. The favorite of mine is right here, of course, the Vulcan. So let me correct myself now. Vulcan Few. I actually got it now. It's Vulcan Few is how it's spelled. Let me pronounce. I love this stuff, man. This is really good, man. French Avenue is doing their thing right now. Like we talked about Latafa a little while ago. French Avenue is starting to like try to lap them. It's crazy how they're dropping stuff. And it's not even just how they're dropping it, it's the quality of the stuff that they're dropping. Since RL, yeah, man, Sauvage Elixir ain't no joke. Bro, it's not. It is not. Smooth, you say, oh, you got Pennis Orange. Is it close to Afternoon Swim? I actually did the review on it. I edited it. It's dropping on Tuesday. Yeah, it's dropping Tuesday. I've had it for like probably about a month or so now, so I've got a lot of wearings on that thing, man. It's good. It's close. It's definitely close to Afternoon Swim. Definitely. I think that there's some subtle differences in it, but there's some stuff about it that I like better than the actual Afternoon Swim, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. One of the things that I am encouraging people to do, and I know it's kind of crazy for me to do it. Let me catch Trelga's comment first though. French Avenue is vying for Clone House of the Year. Yeah, they're coming for Latifah's neck, and I'm a Latifah guy. Yeah, bro, they're coming for Latifah's neck. Like Paris Corner is good. They do some good stuff. But Paris Corner can be hit and miss. Like they'll drop one that's like, oh, that's fire. And then the next one's kind of like, oh, it's not really. Oh, it's fire. Oh, it's not really. you know? But French Avenue, man, the last like 6 months of French Avenue have been stupid. Okay, so Vulcan Few, bam, that one is banging. French Avenue dropped the Royal Blend Vintage, and people thought that I was like poo-pooing over on this. No, this is a damn good fragrance. It's just not single malt, right? Of course, the Vulcan Sable, that one is amazing. Then they've got a whole bunch. I got some other ones that are up here right now from French Avenue that I'm just looking around like, dang, because I got a whole bunch of them sitting in my database right now. But man, when I say that they have been doing, I'm looking at my walls right now. French Avenue, what's the other one? French Avenue. No, they didn't do Checkmate. They did Spectre Wraith though, which is another one. That's that Black Phantom inspiration. They've got a bunch of good ones, man. They dropped a bunch of good ones this year. You say, yeah, French Avenue Fragrance World is the go-to beside Alexandria Fragrances. That number one for me. Alexandria Fragrances is good. The only issue I have with Alexandria Fragrances, and it's the only issue, is that the price point is a little bit higher than I would want it to be for the quality of the fragrance. Because, and I wouldn't have said that 6, 7, 8 months ago. But when French Avenue starts putting out stuff like they're putting out right now with the high quality stuff, man, it's hard. It's hard, bro. It's like, man, I don't know. Smell good. So I'm getting ready to check out Fragrance World niche line, Maison de Parfums. I got a Maison de Parfums as a Goma and I got it on my laptop right now. It's Gomba and Maison Blue or something like that. Yeah, it's like it's their blue fragrance that they have on there. I'm definitely checking them out, man. I think that's going to be awesome. Their little niche line. You say Fragrantica gives Scepter Malachite 4.61 and Vulcan Few 4.7. Okay, so the difference between Scepter Malachite and Vulcan Few is really the fact that I feel Vulcan Few is more for people who embrace the darker side of God of Fire. They like the agarwood, they like the woodiness of it. They like the darker aspects of it. Scepter Malachite embraces the mango, the fruitiness. That's more of a mango push on that one, and the performance on that one is actually better than Few. As far as projection wise, they both last around the same time, but projection wise, it pushes out. It just doesn't have the richness that Few has. So that's the difference between the two. Nate, you say Aether H Straight is good from French Avenue, PDM Greenlee. Yeah, that's this guy right here. And because I kept looking on, I was like, I know I got more French Avenue stuff. This one is really good. This one is one though that I had to literally sit down for about a month and a half and let this thing mature. Because when I first got it, I was pissed. I was like, man, what the hell is happening here? Like I sprayed it on and it literally left me within like 30 minutes. I was like, I don't smell it. I was like, maybe I'm going anosmic to it, right? I'm going nose blind. But then my wife was like, no, I don't smell it either. Like, oh, well, I guess we're not alone. And then like after like a month or so, I came back to it, different fragrance. And as it has kind of matured even more, excuse me, as this matured even more, there's a cedar note in here. Then, and I remember Ross OTLTG, he was talking about it too. That has kind of a cheaper, sharper cedar in here. As this thing has aged, that cedar note has really smoothed out a lot. And it's starting to become a little bit more woody and not as synthetic smelling. It's actually really nice. Really, really nice. Let's see. You say at Paragon. Oh yeah, you talked to Nate. Man, Nate is the man, man. Good clone of Carlisle. So Carlisle is deal in my heart. And I'll be like, man, don't get a clone, just get Carlisle. Cassius from Cassius. Who's Cassius by? Somebody tell me. It's not Latifah. It's the other one. But Cassius is actually pretty good. In all honesty, my favorite interpretation of Barouche Prelador, of Carlisle is Barouche Prelador. The quality on this thing is amazing. You get more of the woody essence than you do the apple and stuff in here. It's like you could pick up some of the apple in the background, but it's not really like I'll put it like this. In Carlisle, you definitely get it. It is more of a presence. In here, it's not really as much of a presence. It's more of like you can kind of catch a fleeting glimpse of it in the background. Maison Alhambra is there? Yeah, Maison Alhambra is that Cassius? That I'm trying to think of who does Cassius, and it could be Maison Alhambra that does the Cassius one. Barouche Prelador is actually a little bit more expensive as far as the clones of it go. But I think Cassius is like $25. What is the Maison Alhambra one? Because I remember it. Is it Cassius? Now I'm about to get on the phone. Now I'm about to get on the phone and Google it right quick. Yep, that's it. Cassius, Maison Alhambra. That's the one, Nate. I appreciate it. So yeah, Maison Alhambra does Cassius. And Cassius is really good. Cassius actually comes across a little bit more synthetic, but one of the things that I like about it, it does kind of retain more of the fruit nature, the apple in there. And even though the apple, I keep talking about the apple like it's an uber present thing, it's definitely noticeable, and it's noticeable in its absence in Barouche Prelador. Even though Barouche Prelador is a higher quality scent, it is kind of missing that apple in there, and Cassius actually has it in there, which I like. I like that part about Cassius, and it's the least expensive of those clones. Somebody told me, and I don't know if this is going to happen. The French Avenue line that we were talking about a little while ago, the niche line that they're talking about. Someone told me that there's supposedly going to be a Carlisle clone in there. I would hope so. like I would hope that there was a Carlisle clone in there, because I would love to get my hands on a really good Carlisle inspiration. That being said, even if I had the inspiration, I still much prefer Carlisle itself. It's something about that DNA that I love. I'm an apple lover, man. So Red Tobacco Intense, another one that's one of my favorites. Carlisle, Lafayette Street. Another one. And I have the inspiration for Lafayette, the best inspiration that I think for Lafayette Street, which is the Game of Spades wild card. This guy right here. Um, I think it's the best inspiration for Lafayette Street that's out there. At the 2 hour mark, you can't really tell the difference between them. The problem with that is that I love the entry point of Lafayette Street. You have that beautifully vibrant apple that's dancing on top of those florals, man, and it is a gorgeous thing, man, a gorgeous blend. And this one doesn't have that apple at the top. So while it's like 2 hours in, they don't smell any different from each other. I still miss that hour to hour and a half of the apple. So I much rather Lafayette Street, but this one is a great option. Great option. And I actually have worn that more in the last 5, 6 months than I had when it was cold. I wore that more than Lafayette Street. So, and I didn't want to waste my Lafayette Street, and that's just a great option for that. Um, but yeah, it was Night Vision, Spice Bomb, Night Vision EDP, Apple. Again, I love my Apple fragrances. Grim G, what's going on? What's going on? And say, yeah, that wild card is very nice. Man, wild card's good. It really is good. Like I said, I almost prefer, not even almost, I prefer the Lafayette Street, but that's really because, again, um, it's just something about the way that apple comes across. The nuances in that thing is just gorgeous, man. I love it. Um, but yeah, like, and I think that's part of the reason I like Dewan so much is because Dewan, man, has that apple in there. All right, let me see. Speaking to Grim, Jeff 20131. Did you watch the game? No, I caught it up to the half, but I didn't watch the end of the game. I'm about to go back in there in a little bit. I know my wife is. She's got the game going on. Like this room is closed, so it's like closed off the sound right now. But I can vaguely hear stuff coming out of there, and I know that the game is on in the other room right now, or it was on, I should say. Just say smooth. Oh, wait, well, let me get back to Jeff. Jeff said Pacers blew the Bucks' tail. Hey, I believe it. I believe it. Smooth, you say, should a man wear Intense Cafe by Montal? Yes. I think that Intense Cafe is a great fragrance for like dates, like I say brunch dates and stuff like that. But even if you do like just a casual outing or something, man, I think it's a good fragrance. I don't think it's leans uber feminine or anything like that. In all honesty, I feel like most gourmands, a lot of gourmands will lean slightly feminine. I don't think Intense Cafe is one of those. I think you can. It has enough masculine nuance to it to where it works. Amora Cafe from Mancera, on the other hand, is a different monster. As much as I love the smell of Amora Cafe, I would rather it be a candle than it be a fragrance. And I love Mancera. So that's just, Grim G, just brother, man, I appreciate that. I definitely do, man. Definitely do. Joel said, Grim, welcome to the Gator Club, the Gator Pit, as they used to call it back in the day. Welcome to the pit. Just up, Joel and Sis. I see y'all getting around. Gator Club, I like it. Hey, look, hey, I like it too. The Gator Club, the Gator Pit. Welcome to the pit. This is the Gator Club. Man, guys, like, so here's the other thing that has been really getting me recently. Um, I did the Siren fragrances one today, and I do like my blues. I'm a big fan of blue fragrances, but I had a conversation with somebody today, right? And we were talking about Spice Bomb blues. And I've heard Ross talk about it. I've actually heard Randy, Fragrance Dude, talk about it too. And it's one of those scenarios where I'm sitting back and I'm like, I want to find a new blue that is going to kind of be, um, what's the word? I like Siren. It's got tobacco in it. It's got some, but I want to do a blue that's going to have a little bit of oud and not blue oud. I know where you're going with that one. I have a fragrance, this Brioni Intense. To me, it comes across as a blue with oud, right? It's got a lot of. This is another apple. Apple. Apple is my thing, man. I love this fragrance too. Nothing more cozy than this one. It comes across as like a blue with oud in it. I kind of want something in that vein, right? But in a niche variety. So I'm not going to be looking for that. Jeff, you said, do you have Vulcan Few? I do have Vulcan Few. I do. You said, I placed an order on Joma Shop. It said it takes 2 weeks to ship. It's been a week already. Okay, so they call Joma Shop Sloma Shop for a reason, right? Sloma Shop be doing this thing. Sloma Shop is awful. Yeah, Joel's like, Jeff, welcome to Sloma Shop, the slowest in the game. Yes. Aha, yep, the different lives. So where's that, man? Yeah. And then say, LOL, Joma is no good. So I don't think Joma's good either. However, I just talked about Fig Me Up a little while ago and how I put myself on that list. And yeah, since I canceled the order for them last week. Me and Seb Bubble were talking about that maybe about a month or two ago. He had put in an order for, I forgot what it was he was ordering. And they told him it was going to be like 2 weeks. And then like 3 weeks later, they're like, oh, well, it's going to be an additional 2 weeks. And, it's going to be, it's like, nah, man, like go ahead and cancel it. It's going to be available at fragrancebuy.ca by that time. So it said, Jeff said, yeah, I paid $60 for it. It says out of stock for Vulcan Few. First off, everybody seems to be out of stock of Vulcan Few right now. A new store down in Miami, my guy down there was telling me that they should have some more stock in the next 2 weeks. But I don't know how, because they sold out really, really quick. They got Sable in, and then they got Sable and Few in, and Few sold out like as soon as they got it. They still have some Sable down there, but Few is on fire right now. Everybody's jumping on Few. Fragrance Buy is going to probably end up being the one that's going to have it, and is going to have it for a while. Fragrancebuy.ca. I would go to fragrancebuy.ca, put your name on that list to notify me, and it'll probably be in. Usually when they have it up on Fragrance Buy like that, it's usually no more than about 2 to 3 weeks before they get it in. You say, Jeff said, yeah, I got Vulcan Sable, but Few is sold out everywhere. Yeah. William G said, I was going to try to order all the clones of God of Fire too, try to give people the closest to the OG. Yeah. Few is closest to the OG. Scepter Malachite has the best projection out of all of them. It's more unisex, and it's a little bit more fruity. It's lighter. Like I said, the projection is better. Ophidian Mango Bliss. That one actually to me comes across like more like a mango soda type vibe. It's not bad. It just misses the darkness. And I think that's the biggest thing with it. It's just missing the darkness. So that's why I prefer the Vulcan Few. But some people they don't like the woodiness of the darkness. So for them, I say go Scepter Malachite. Ophidian Mango Bliss is really good though. I feel like Ophidian Mango Bliss is better for the summer. I think like if you're wearing a fragrance out, you want it to be lighter, and I think that was probably the better one. But yeah, if you're gonna go with just a fruity vibe, then you go with the Scepter Malachite. But I feel like this one's the best one of all of all of them is the Vulcan Few. Jeff, you say Oh, let me go back to Joma Shop. I can't hate on them no more because when Fig Me Up was there, I like I said, I found the SKU and I put myself on the wait list and it notified me and I pulled the trigger and it's going to be here, even though it's 6 months down the line. But it was like it came in stock. It was going to be in stock actually. Say you could order it within a week. So I went ahead and ordered it, and then so it'll be here Wednesday. So nice. Okay, you say best clone fragrance. So you mean in general? Ugh, that's kind of hard because there's so many good clones out there. I was just talking about Celestia Blue earlier, man, which is this Office for Men clone. Jeremy Fragrance. Less the power. This is good. This is good. As far as closeness to the OG, that right there. Grim G say, yeah, I like Mango Bliss. I did a giveaway and they picked the Mango Bliss. Yeah. Mango Bliss is one of those, like I said, it's better as far as like a warm, hot weather scent. I think it's better than the other two. As much as I love Vulcan Few and I think it's closer to the actual DNA, but the actual God of Fire DNA is not what I would call a summer scent. Yeah, it's got some tropical essence to it, some mango and stuff, but it ain't a summer scent, you know? Um, but yeah, I would definitely go with that one as far as like for the summertime. If you just want a fruitier essence, you go with the Scepter Malachite. And then, like I said, if you want something closer to the OG, you go with the Vulcan Few. And I think Vulcan Few is going to be a better one for spring and fall. Hot summertime? No. He said they really cloned the Jeremy Fragrance. Man, of course they did. You know how much these Jeremy fragrances are going for right now? Man, what's that? The Most Masculine. That's the one that he just dropped? The one that's like $600 and something dollars? Nah. Office for Men was like $300-$400. Like, no, no. No, we gonna go ahead and get that little clone going on now, and it's such a close clone. Now that's because Office for Men is so simple. It's just bergamot and ambroxan, and that's just what this is: bergamot and ambroxan, and it's done in a way that's vibrant. It's done in a way that is invigorating. It's great. Hey, Office for Men is great, but it ain't $400 great. This was like more like $30 great. And it's just as great. So say, Jeff, you say, have you tried our Moth Odyssey line? I have Dubai chocolate. It lasts 10 plus hours. I am dreading getting Dubai chocolate. I probably will be getting it in though, but I'm trying to pull the trigger more on the summer scents right now. I am going to go into the fall and winter scents soon. And that's one of the ones that's going to be on my fall list. Elamoya, yeah, that $580 Most Masculine is ridiculous. Oh, by the way, the Odyssey line, definitely. I love the Odyssey line. I was a big fan of the original black, the Odyssey Ohm. I have, of course, the Odyssey Aqua right here. Lemony. I actually have Lemony, and I don't know where it's at. It's not up here. I think it's down. My wife was actually smelling on it a little while ago. Let's see. You say I wouldn't even buy them with him doing that. Oh yeah, but $580, gosh. Yeah, Jeremy needs a fragrance called Power. Yeah, definitely. He definitely needs a fragrance called Power, man. As a matter of fact, hey, if you buy a Jeremy fragrance, then you may not have any power because it's gonna take a light bill or two to buy a Jeremy fragrance. fragrance. To say, Grim G, that Amphar Dubai chocolate pistachio canufa lasts 15 hours for me. Man, 15 hours of chocolate. Hey, that sounds pretty cool. You say it's only worth it when you catch 60% off of fragrance. What? Yeah. If I can catch 60% off, maybe. You say you left the D out of power as powder. Yeah, because we're not going to talk about the we're not going to talk about that. Paragon fragrance is $12,000 for 100 milliliters of power. Yeah, I can see it too, man. Hey, I mean, 100, that blew my mind when I saw Most Masculine at 580. Come on. I can't see it. But Power, yeah, if he did Power, definitely, definitely is going to be a $1,200 fragrance. It's going to be Bodecia the Victorious type of. But if Bodecia can get away with it, Jeremy could probably get away with it. Jeff, you say, have you tried Lattafa Art of Wood? Yes, I have a review on the channel for it. So here's the thing with Art of Wood. When I first got this fragrance, people thought that I was crapping all over it. And it's not that I was crapping all over it. It's just that when I smelled it, what I was anticipating it to be, it wasn't. Like, I was thinking we were going to get this woody essence with a little bit of like some citric nature to it. And I got mostly rose. So my nose is a little bit more sensitive to rose than a lot of other people's noses, I guess. But I found it to be heavy on the rose. Post Cologne, another guy in the game, man, good dude, man. Talked to him before about this. He was the same way. He was like, man, I'm picking up rose, like it's blazing off of this stuff. And I was like, yeah, me too. But when I would get online, people were like, how dare you? I don't smell any rose in there. I don't know how. Because it is definitely a prevalent note in Art of Wood. I was like, as a matter of fact, I titled the review, Is This Art of Rose? Because it definitely comes across like that. As this thing is matured, as it's kind of calmed down, a little bit of the rose nuance, I mean, a little bit of the rose brutishness is kind of gone. It's kind of backed up a little bit, but it's still a lot of that. It's still mostly a citrus and rose fragrance. It's supposed to be a inspiration of Perseus. There is a lot of Perseus in it, but I think it goes a lot more rose heavy and a lot more floral than Perseus does. It is definitely not a woody style of fragrance. Not really. Not really. Let me see. I'm gonna go here for the let's see. All right, so let's see. I can't hate on Jeremy too much. He is why most of us are doing this stuff. Yeah, so it's weird because I came on to Jeremy like later in the game. Like I didn't even know about Jeremy fragrance and some of the stuff that he was doing, man, until like later. Like I knew about Bowtie in them and Robes, Mark over here, Robes 8, Robes 08. I knew about them and before I knew about Jeremy. Heck, I even knew about my guy Joy Amin. I actually knew about him before I knew about Jeremy, you know. But when I got more of his content, I was like, oh, okay, that's the guy that everybody's talking about. Let's see. He said he only does that because there's suckers to spend it. It's not his fault. Yeah, that's true. Because people will buy it. You say people say it smells like expired milk. I want to try it, but I don't know if it's worth it. I also have Art of Universe, but don't really care for it. So here's the thing with Art of Universe. And there's a lot of people who swear by Art of Universe. So Art of Universe, of course, is a Blue Talisman inspiration. Okay. The problem that I have with Art of Universe, and it's not really a problem, it's actually a good thing to a certain extent. There's been a couple of different inspirations of Blue Talisman that I've encountered. One of them is this guy that's sitting at the top of my shelf here. It is called, well, I guess you can't really see it, Taj 2. Okay, this was a Fragrance World drop. And the fruit blend was really off on this one. I wasn't really feeling it. It was kind of light and a little bit too light in the ass, a little bit too wispy. I find that Blue Talisman is kind of wispy anyway. But it was kind of like, okay, it's okay. All right. But the fruit blend was off. I didn't really care for it as much, especially because I'm not the biggest fan of the Blue Talisman DNA to begin with. A lot of it has to do with the type of fragrance it is. But the other part is that the price point just didn't match with what I was trying to do. Okay. So when I got this, I was like, this will be an alternative to getting in that wheelhouse. But it was just okay. I didn't really, I wasn't a big fan of it. So then Art of Universe comes around. So it's cloning the same thing. And I was like, okay, Art of Universe. This is gonna be a better, like about to trip over my own stuff. This is gonna be a better version of it. This is Latifah's. So, and if you see me tripping, it's because I got wires and stuff all on the ground right now. Because I was just recording like a video, and I've got like camera stuff and all kind of other wires on the floor here. So you got the Art of Universe, and I like it. I like it. The thing that really is the problem with it is that it's not necessarily Blue Talisman. It's got Blue Talisman essence, but it's a brutish version of the Blue Talisman DNA. So let's put it like this. Blue Talisman is like light, it's whimsy, it is got a delicateness to it. I akin this to being like Blue Talisman. It's when you go to the Italian restaurant and you have them make you that spaghetti carbone, and they're sitting there and it's the finest ingredients and the finest crafted noodles and all that kind of stuff, and it's just like gourmet. Art of Universe is like your mama's spaghetti. And so it's really brutish, too much tomato sauce. It's got a whole bunch of ground meat, but it's definitely not that expert stuff. But it's something that kind of still kind of hits you in the gut and kind of fills you up. That's kind of what this is. It's just basically Blue Talisman without the fine perfumery in it. All right, let's see. I see Randy's in here. I'm gonna come back to some of the other ones, but Randy's like, "What the fuck is 1 a.m.? Never seen someone live this late." LOL. Good for you, man. Look, I am about to get off here. I was about to get off of here a little while ago, and Jeff was asking questions. I'm gonna blame it on Jeff because he's new in here. I'm gonna blame it on Jeff. but yeah, man, that's my cue to go, because I know my wife is probably sitting there like, bro, what did you doing? I hear you talking about it, and I will be like, Randy told me it's really, really late, and she's gonna be like, it is really, really late. But you say you're gonna send out the package tomorrow, man. I appreciate it, man. I'm sending yours actually probably tomorrow too, because I have a couple things I'm sending out to you. Since IRL, later fellas, Gator keep making moves. I am definitely, and Nate, I definitely see you laughing about it too. Hey, you guys are up with me though. So hey, just saying, just saying. All right, guys, I probably need to get out of here. Jeff, let me get you right quick. You said it smells like expired milk. No, Art of Wood doesn't necessarily smell like expired milk. There is a vanillic nature to it, but it's definitely doesn't smell like expired milk. You say, yeah, I don't like that DNA Art of Universe is just an okay fragrance, but I'd rather not wear it. Yeah, I'm not. It's weird because I like it. But at the same time, it's not something that I'm wearing all the time. Now there are some days it's perfect for spring. It really is perfect for spring. So if I do have that urge to get a little fruity, pause, I will go ahead and spray that on. And and people compliment that one a lot. They really, really like that fragrance. They really do. Speaking of Art of Universe, I just bought Blue Talisman. Now that stuff is good. So and I was just saying how I wasn't the hugest fan of Blue Talisman. Now, as I've started to kind of like get into it more, because I had to buy it like a 5 ml decant when I was comparing it to the Taj 2 and to the Art of Universe. Now I feel the utility in it. It's just a lighter fragrance. It's not something that's meant to be like a heavy, super projecting fragrance. Although the sillage on that stuff is amazing. Like it's got that air quality, that floating in the air quality. That's just like people when their nose catches it. It's really nice. He said, I just got finished watching the game and stumbled across your live. Man, I appreciate you coming in here, Jeff. Man, I definitely do. Definitely do. Subscribe. Appreciate you coming in. He said, the pear goes crazy on my skin. So that's the thing. The pear is great in there. The pear is great. So I like I said, I poo-pooed over it when I first smelled it, but I think it was more because of the price point. Now, as I'm kind of, smelling it and actually sitting with it and wearing it, I've come around to liking it a little bit more. you know. Can't wait for you to try plumbing cognac. That's one of my favorites. Yeah, I can't wait to try that either. I am excited about trying plumbing cognac. That one is one that I'm super excited about because it's got two things that I love. It's got alcohol and plum. Jeff, just subscribe, man. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. Randy, by the way, when we do our live, man, I was like, I needed to send you something. I was like, I needed to send you like a Casamigos tequila or one of those little shots or something like that for the live. But I didn't know what you drink, if you drink. So I was like, I was going to ask you on Instagram what it is you wanted me to send you. And that's just because that's just a traditional thing with me. When I get on a live, it's like, hey, let's have a toast. Let's do whatever. Hey, let's just talk some fragrances. Let's do whatever. Yeah, I'm really big on that. But if you don't drink, then it doesn't work. We'll have a good live either way. And I probably need to go ahead and go because I hear my wife stirring. He said, I drink occasionally and I drink anything, nothing specific. Oh, well, right on, man. That is perfect. That is perfect. Well, I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here, guys. Man, I appreciate everybody tuning in. It is late. Y'all go ahead and get y'all some sleep. I got to get up in the morning, but I'm going to have to eat first and then I'll be ready to get up and do my thing in the morning, hopefully. But in the meantime, guys, man, y'all have a good one. Again, appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. And I will see y'all tomorrow night for my Decant Dive. I think it's going to be tomorrow is going to be Cinque Terre, Summer Hammer, and Juice Box. Feeling good. It's called Feeling Chill. Sorry. So it'll be those three tomorrow for the Decant Dive. So looking forward to it. Yeah, everybody have a good night. You have a good night, Randy, Nate, everybody, man. I appreciate it. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace out.